So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. 9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know. They look like aliens to us. And they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
There's something going on.
Bright fireballs streak through the heavens.
Maybe it's some sort of government drone.
An alleged crash, strange beings, and bits and pieces that don't make sense.
When they tell you not to panic, that's when you run!
What's going on lately? By lately, I mean, I don't know, past few years. Like, things just feel off to me. Maybe that's just me over here, but does it ever feel like we're in some kind of episode of The Truman Show?
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about?
Just hard to know really what's fake nowadays and what's real. And little by little, we're starting to see them feed us this alien talk. Not all at once, of course, but just enough to kind of get used to it and not super freaked out by it. Remember, you don't chop down a tree in one strike, right? So I wanted to put together a few ideas on how to prepare for an alien invasion, whether it's real or whether it's
them using advanced holographic technology to create a fake alien invasion or religious event in order to manipulate and control the global population and establish a new world order.
Anyways, whether it's real or fake or somewhere in between, you can rest assured knowing that when push comes to shove, no one's coming to save you. You need a tactical approach to all this to stay safe. So I wanted to break down a few different ideas and steps that will help you stay prepared if that alien invasion ever happens. Step 1, get your house in order. What do I mean by that? I mean, pretty simple, but get your affairs in order, have a game plan in place, and make the necessary preparations before any type of event happens. That way you can focus on what's going on in the moment instead of running around in panic mode like most will be doing. The arrival of some kind of extraterrestrial beings, whether they're real or simulated, could cause widespread chaos and disruption, making preparedness essential. We saw how chaotic things got when toilet paper was low. Have a plan in place for shelter, food, water, protection, and some kind of community, because this is going to become paramount in the event of an alien invasion. Firstly, establishing a plan for shelter involves identifying a secure location, or maybe a few, that offer different types of protection against potential threats, such as underground bunkers, maybe fortified structures. Make sure it's close and easy access because you have no idea where you'll be at the moment, so it'd be smart to have a few different locations ready to go for you. Secondly, having a sufficient food and water supply will become crucial. Probably more than anything, you need to consider the possibility of one, being bugging out and getting out of Dodge and having some kind of food and water supply ready to go for you. Or two, you might be where you're at for an extended amount of time while you're figuring out what's happening on the outside world. Prepare for both situations. Third, you need a way to protect yourself and those around you. It's really hard to say what kind of weapon an alien would be using, and if you know, heck, let me know in the comments. But regardless, having some kind of form of protection both on the alien side but also on the looters and the thugs that would be using the chaos as an excuse to go house to house looking for supplies from your average family. It's a good way to protect yourself there too. But you can protect yourself through different defense measures and studying potential weaknesses and patterns of the invaders so that you can stay safe and adapt to the situation as well. Which brings me to the fourth thing on getting your house in order here, which is having a community in place to share resources, knowledge about what people are seeing, different strategies on how to move and survive, and support each other during the invasion will become such a big difference on you making it or not. Things are so much easier done when they're done in packs versus you trying to survive alone. So get your house in order. Step 2, assess and evaluate information. It's going to be pretty critical that you adopt a vigilant and discerning mindset when things go down, especially nowadays with so many different agendas out there and fear tactics and even the rise of AI technology. You've probably seen the videos of the news stations all saying the same thing, right?
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Or the use of AI technology to put together fake videos that look insanely real, which leads some to believe that they could use this as an scapegoat to a horrific event like the theory of Project Bluebeam. Let's keep this all in mind, both on the over coverage of an event or the lack of coverage of an event. On one end, over coverage could just possibly mean it's real and everybody's talking about it. But it could also at the same time be a tactic to essentially go, hey everybody, look over there while something else is going on. As new information comes out, start by verifying to the best of your ability and opinion the credibility of the sources that are feeding you this information. Do they have a reliable history? Do they tend to push a certain narrative over another? I'll let you decide for yourself on that one, especially nowadays with so much different, we'll say, opinions in journalism. Some believe that the government is using this concept of predictive programming to influence future events. The concept of predictive programming suggests that different avenues of entertainment like movies, songs, TV shows, you name it, are employed by the government or other influential entities as tool for a mass mind control, aiming to shape public acceptance of forthcoming planned event, aka show you little by little, you get used to it. Whether or not you believe that to be true or not, use it as one of your tools on your belt to analyze what could possibly happen in the future and how to plan accordingly. Again, I'd rather be prepared and not need it than to need it and not be prepared, right? Step 3, adaptability. Because such events are so unknown and hard to prepare for, the skill set to be able to swiftly adapt to any situation becomes paramount for survival. Always assess each situation objectively, making sure to pinpoint urgent needs and potential threats that are around you or that could be. With this being said, always stay calm. A panicked mind is a dead mind. Stay focused in high-stress situations, think outside the box, and explore alternative solutions that are in front of you. There's no way of telling what will happen, so you need to embrace the idea that there's no one way to do all this. Always be ready to adjust plans as a situation evolves and new information is presented. It would be smart of you to start working on your mind in different stressful situations to see how you react on the smaller scale. That way you can see where your holes are at in your mindset that you need to work on beforehand. For example, many people love the idea of an ice bath for a few minutes to work on the idea of controlling your mind when your body is telling you to panic. This would be an easy way to test yourself out and see how you do. Stay proactive, agile, and resourceful to navigate challenges and increase your survival odds regardless of the situation's urgency. Now, this is just my own opinion, but my gut tells me that if this were all to happen, it would be a quick and swift introduction and most likely not be peaceful. That's just me. But my point is, create a solid mindset leading up to these events so that you're prepared for the worst but expecting the best. Step 4, training. This is a good transition from the last subject because the idea of training is the difference of you going into go mode and essentially doing things that are ingrained into your system versus you trying to remember what to do and panicking because there's so much going on in the moment. For example, do you think about every step it takes to tie your shoe in the morning? I mean, maybe you do, but for the majority of us, you've done it so many times you don't even have to think about it anymore. You want to be able to ingrain all these different skills beforehand so when chaos arrives, it's second nature. Studying military training, especially around skills like discipline, physical fitness, situation awareness, strategic thinking, all which can be used to benefit your survival scenario like we've talked about. One way to practice this is getting your get out bag and getting to your chosen shelter spot as quick as possible and then work on beating your time. What adjustments could you make? Is there a better route to take? All this can play into it. Start working on your personal health, especially things like your endurance, because you never know how fast or how far you may have to run when ET comes home. There's a reason the military run on the daily. It's because it will be the difference of you getting away or you losing the battle before it even really started. Incorporating elements of different trainings like learning basic first aid and navigation, you'll become a strong asset to those around you, both in your ability to lead the way, but also to help somebody that may have been hurt in all the chaos. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? The world seems to get crazier and crazier, but here's the deal. Let's say aliens never show up, or even are real. Every single one of these items would still be beneficial to you in your day-to-day life, so just keep that in mind. Look, at the end of the day, I just created this channel to do my best to help you all prepare for the worst. But more importantly, expect the best and stay positive out there. If you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to check out the Amazon links. I put together a few ideas that would help you fight against these aliens. Thanks for watching and stay ready.